Let us watch this video and then reflect on this video.
क्या जरूरत थी छोरे से इतना गुस्सा करने की? जरा सी बात तो थी। 10 रुपए के लिए छोरे ने भूखा मारेगी क्या?
ऐसा क्या कर दिया इसने जो प्लेट उठा के ले जा रही है?
10 रुपए तो लिए थे तेरे पर्स से, कोई पड़ोस से तो न लाया था।
मेरे पैसे लिए थे इसने, तेरे बाप के नहीं।
छोटे घर की है ना, तेरी माँ ने कुछ तुझे सिखाया नहीं है?
जान दे, ये तो तुझे खाना देगी ना, तू मेरी प्लेट से खा ले।
तैं अपने खाने की चिंता कर। इसने 10 रुपए लिए ना हैं, चुराए हैं। कल न जाने क्या करेगा। और अगर मैं इसकी मां की जगह होता ना, तो 2 दिन तक इसको खाना नहीं देता। बहू, ठीक किया है तूने। खा ले।
ये देखो।
Yes, teachers. So if we, considering this video was also about motherhood and being tough mother and stuff, there are many aspects of interpersonal skills that we can look at it. Like we can take a look in this video, like when we are discussing about the other people who were in the scene, other than the mother and the adult, the elderly person. There are many other people who were involved there, and they were speaking to the lady, the mother. So who can give me a very good interpretation from the point of interpersonal skills of this video? So how many of you think they were right, or how many of you think that the people who were, like trying to give her jnana were wrong? All such sort of stuff. Anyone who is willing can give me your reflection on this video. No one?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I think the message the video conveyed was absolutely right. It's protecting the next generation values, moral values.
Hmm.
If we stand by firm for the correct thing will get back to us.
Okay.
Thank you.
So here there is a basic component of interpersonal skill that was lacking in all the people who were sitting on the dining table. What was that? We discussed 11 components of interpersonal skills, isn't it? That first very basic component of interpersonal skill was lacking in all the people who were sitting nearby the dining table. Only that elderly person could have that. What was
Empathy, sir.
exactly empathy. So when they were just trying to speak, they were trying to speak or support, the child, isn't it? They were thinking he is a small child, that this, they were giving many reasons. And he also, took the names of the father of the wife, isn't it? They were speaking lots of, rubbish things. But it is only the very elderly person, he could understand the position of the mother. Okay, the same people will curse the same lady after many years if something goes wrong with this boy. Isn't it? Tomorrow, if this boy becomes a thief, literally a thief, okay, isn't it? They will curse the same lady saying that you haven't taught your son proper etiquettes and proper, things in the life, morals in the life, isn't it? So the thing is that we should first, when we find someone being tough, okay, in many cases, the interpersonal skills, deplete only in the case of, people trying to, especially in our teaching community. Okay, most of the teachers, they don't like their principals because the principal is being tough. If the principal is not tough, imagine the position of a principal. The principal has to look at the administration. The principal has to look at the teachers. And why the principal is tough? If something goes wrong, it is not the teacher who is going to be behind the bars. As per the rules and regulations, teacher comes afterwards. The first authorities will come and hold the principal first. Isn't it? So this is the burden. I'm just giving an example of a principal, but there are many people who are, always on the tip of the knife when it comes to the, when it comes to their, security with regard to their jobs. Isn't it? Especially these days, when, there's a right to education as well as students' rights and all, no punishment rules and all have come. Parents have become very intelligent. In that case, what happens is our jobs are very much, tough. Okay, that is the reason many a times, managements, many a times principals, many a times academic coordinators, they try to be tough with the teachers. It is only because of, trying to make the policies of the school go properly. Isn't it? And when we are trying to, when we are looking at a person, when we are, who is tough, it is not only in the case of mother, any person in your organization, you should try to understand why that person is tough. It takes only 2 minutes. Okay. And if you feel that person is being tough for no reason, then you can avoid him or her. I'm not telling you that you have to always get into the shoes of that particular person and think, okay, it can happen that that person is not actually being tough for, proper reason. At times it can be that because their mood is also not good. That's the reason they are tough. It happens at many a times. But when we see a person who is being tough, we have to just try to think from their shoes also. Okay, that is when we can maintain a proper interpersonal relationship and tell them that we understand what you are undergoing and we'll try to be with you. This is very much important. Okay, so that is one thing. And second thing is that many components that we have discussed with regard to interpersonal skills, communication. There were many people who were speaking wrong to her. Okay, they can't scold that to in front of her, child. Many a times when we speak about healthy distance also, we have seen this component also. In healthy distance, especially in working place, what happens is we ridicule a person in front of others. Most of us, we do, unknowingly or knowingly we do. That is the time when we have to control. We have to be very much composed. We cannot ridicule anyone in front of others. Not every time he or her, okay, can take it in a very jovial manner. At times, they will take it very seriously. Okay. And the very good relationship might spoil. So it is very much important that we maintain a very healthy distance with people. So there is one more, video which I would like to show you people. And
So I think positive attitude also can be added as a.
yeah, positive attitude as well. Yes, very good. This is a wonderful video which I have shown to my trainees in the recent session also. Let us interpret in this video from the sense of interpersonal skills. Yeah, so that was one video which was liked by many people earlier. So in that video, we are seeing a girl showing some empathy towards the other person. So we have come across one component which is reciprocation. Okay, I said that we have to give something in, in return for the love and for the, affection which we get from others. It is not always there. That girl, she didn't do any alms. That means she didn't give any money to the person. That we have to closely observe. What she did is she used her communication skills, her writing skills, as to make sure that he will get some alms from others. At times we might think that we are helpless, but there might be certain skills within us which can be helpful to other people. This is how we can also become very skillful at our interpersonal relationships, isn't it, teachers? Hope you people agree with this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is not always that we have to do something in the form of things. You need not give everything in the form of things, but you can definitely use your own skills as to do something good to the people. Yeah. Now let us move further. Yeah. types of interpersonal relationships, we have seen friendship, which is basically a chosen association. Family, which is established, we are born into families. Romantic relationships, wherein you need passion, intimacy, and communication. Professional relationship that happens in between small groups and communication. So empathy, process, and models, this we have seen. There are 5 basic skills which we need to build strong interpersonal relationship. The first one is relaxing optimistically. What do you mean by relaxing optimistically? Who will tell me? And why should we relax optimistically? Okay, so relaxing optimistically means basically we have to be comfortable around others. Then only they will feel comfortable to be with us. Okay, so we have to showcase that we are comfortable speaking to some person. Okay, if we are not speaking out, if we are trying to avoid people's company, what happens is they will also not feel comfortable speaking to us. This is a very basic thing that we have to remember. Other than that, it is always good that we will take breaks. You know, if we don't have proper breaks in our life, what happens is we might become very much occupied. We might feel that we are burdened, and that leads to frustration. And frustration, causes lots of rupture in our interpersonal relationship. So this is a very basic thing that we have to remember. And next thing is that this is about relaxing optimistically. Next thing is listen carefully.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, is it open to others' thought, the first one? Like ready to listen to their queries, or ready to accept what they want to?
Yeah,
Is
of
it related
course.
to that also?
This is our second skill that we all need to have, listening carefully to the people.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first one is about relaxation. Optimistic relaxation is nothing but we have to make ourselves comfortable in companies, like companies in the sense at that particular place where we are working, or it might be in our family. Many cases we have seen people don't feel comfortable going to functions. I'm one such sort of a person. I don't feel comfortable going to functions. You know, I feel I become very cautious and all. Okay, so first and foremost thing is that we have to become comfortable. We have to become comfortable ourselves. That is when people come to us and then they talk to us. Okay, if we are not if we are not comfortable from our own, point, or from our own stand, what happens is the other person might not feel comfortable to come and speak to us. Okay, so relaxing optimistically is nothing but we have to relax our mind, relax our, sense of being, very much uncomfortable. That is what is relaxing optimistically called as. Second one is we have to carefully listen to others. Many a times what happens is we don't listen what others are trying to tell. We feel that they're actually talking too much. This happens with most of us. Especially the major reason that we quote is we don't have time, isn't it? We don't have time as to, listen to the people. So it is not like that. Basically we have to give, some attention to what people are speaking. If they feel that we are not listening to them, slowly what happens is the ratio or the basic, what happens is, that vacuum becomes very less for them to come and, speak to us. Slowly what happens is even they will try to avoid. Anyhow, he's not listening to me. There is no fun in going to that person and speaking. People might say that it is not because I want to avoid the person. It is because I am busy, or it is because of the circumstances. See, again, the ball is in your court, whether you want to just surpass that particular situation, or whether you want to, give importance to the relationship that you have got with this particular person. Okay, for example, Ravikant is coming and trying to speak to you. Okay, and you are not actually listening to what he is trying to tell you. You are avoiding what he is trying to say. okay, or you are not in a mood, okay, to listen to what he is saying, so you're not carefully listening to him, okay, so it can, rupture your relationship in two ways. Either you will be giving a bad feedback to that person or an unwanted feedback to that person because you haven't listened to him carefully. And second thing is that it might happen in such a way that that person feels that you are avoiding him. Okay, so it is very much important that we listen to that person very carefully. Someone is not on mute actually. Yeah. So hope this point was very much clear to everyone. The next thing is feeling empathetic. We have seen in that particular video also how that elderly person, he was very much empathetic towards the mother. So we have to be very empathetic towards others. We have to think from their shoes also. How would you feel if you were in that particular person's position? That is very much important. Okay, so, and the next one is respond carefully. Many a times people doesn't respond in a proper way. Like they might give, wrong, what do we say, opinions. They might give wrong suggestions. Okay, because of wrong suggestions, there is a chance of not only rupturing your own relationship with that particular person, but also his relationship with others. So it is very much important that you listen to the problem carefully and then you give proper suggestions. Otherwise, there will be definitely a conflict that might arise in between you both, or you, that person, and the other person. So responding carefully is one skill that we all need. And then synchronizing cooperatively. Synchronizing cooperatively is nothing but we have to look at the actions that are performed by, that person. And then what we have to do is we have to decide upon how to react, okay, over the other person's actions. At times, it so happens that time, in many cases, what happens is, for example, imagine someone is coming and talking to you on your face in a very in a rude manner or in a very frustrated manner. So maybe that is the time that you have to understand that this particular person is a bit disturbed. Okay, is his or her actions are not apt to the situation. So what you have to do is you have to calm down. Maybe you have to say that, okay, I'll look into it. Okay, if you feel that I have done something wrong, definitely I'll try to correct myself. I'm sorry. If you don't want to apologize, why should, if you feel that you don't want to apologize, you can just say that, okay, I'll look into it. If I have done something wrong, I'll correct myself. In this way, like you have to synchronize the things in a very cooperative manner. It is not always that our defense that is going to work. And many a times it so happens that when we are in a team, especially we are being delegated with some work, and what happens is the team members who are in our team, few of them, they have problems, like in meeting deadlines and stuff. So under pressure, you go and you yell at them. Many a times it doesn't work out, it has happened with me personally. So if we yell or even if we try to be tough, there is nothing that is going to work. Okay, because many times it is the personal things that people are going to value in their life. The priority is always personal life. I have come across many friends of mine who value their personal life a lot, which means there are situations wherein they have said directly, look, Mr. Ravikant, after going home, okay, it is my personal space. From morning 8 o'clock to evenings 5:30 or 6 o'clock, I'm at school. I'm working for school. But once I walk out of my, school, it is my husband, my daughter, and many things that I've got at my house, which are on priority for me. So we cannot deny this basic right of the people also. Maybe your profession matters for you a lot. Okay, for the other person in your team, the first priority is family, isn't it? So what we have to do is, for synchronizing in a very cooperative manner in between you, the heads of your organization, and the team members, a proper planning has to be done. So these are certain skills that I have learned in the recent years of my service, in the last 1 or 2 years of my service, wherein if you properly plan things and if you take acknowledgement from people, what happens is there is a proper written proof for you, and things will go in a very smooth manner. Okay, even they cannot, blame you. Okay, at the same times the deadlines are met properly. So this is one example that I am just giving. It is not only in the case of deadlines, or it is not only in the case of one particular work to be done. It is also in the case of maintaining proper relationship. Many a times we complain that it is not me or the person whom I have a fight, but it is the other person, a third person, who is coming into picture and trying to rupture our very good relationship. So maybe you should talk then, isn't it? You have to open up and you have to talk to the opposite person. I would like to just know what is wrong in between us. Okay, is it something, did I do something wrong, or is there something which is bothering you about our relationship? Okay, and you have to moderate basically a discussion between you and your friend or your team member. In that way, what happens is things, come into come back into the same, place like earlier. So we have to synchronize the things properly in a cooperative manner. So that was, I hope everyone understood properly about that particular point. And the next one is act authentically. Who can give me a very good explanation for this? Acting authentically, what does it mean?
Sir, I think act authentically means acknowledging the person, what the other person is telling. We should acknowledge that, and which is realistic. We should not give fake
realistic,
promises.
I would definitely like to take that word, which is very much apt to this point. And if you closely observe the picture, okay, so there are two masks which this boy is holding actually. So you need not actually wear any mask. You can be yourself. To maintain a good relationship, okay, you need not soap anyone, you need not butter anyone. Okay, there is no need of doing all such sort of things. What you have to do is you be yourself and be open. You just talk what is there in your mind in a proper way without hurting the other person's feelings. Okay, so act authentically, be truthful to what you are, and just show what you are actually. You need not lie, or you need not, say that, you need not agree upon things which you don't like. If you want to disagree, be open and disagree. Say, yes, I didn't like this, or I am not with this particular point. What I feel is something different. And just say that. Maybe people might accept what you are trying to say, isn't it? And this is what act authentically means. So we have to be ourselves. Acknowledge generously. Many a times what happens is we don't acknowledge the contribution of others in our life. Especially this happens in personal relationships. We don't acknowledge the contribution of the spouse in our life. We don't acknowledge the contribution of parents in our life. We don't acknowledge the contribution of our own children in our life. So I have read a book recently, and I have seen a very specific line. The book was written by one Mr. Vineet Gera, who happens to be the husband of my principal. And he is a trainer who trains people to write books. And he also has a publishing house wherein he helps people to publish their books. So in this book, he has written an acknowledgement. And in this acknowledgement, he has very nicely mentioned the names of his children. Like, I'm very much thankful to my children who have, been a great support to me. And I have spoken to my principal also with regard to this. Though the children were busy in their studies and all, the very line that he has put to acknowledge their contribution in a way which they helped him by understanding that he is working upon something. Writing book is a very different thing. I could interpret this in this way. Okay, they have, maybe he was thinking that they have helped me by understanding my position as to run such a big publishing house, being a trainer, writing a book and stuff. It is not very easy thing. That too, when you acknowledge someone who is basically your children and they're very much younger to you. So we have to acknowledge the contribution of people in our life, very much. It is very much important, and generously we have to acknowledge. It is not just you will acknowledge the contributions of your boss, or you will acknowledge the contributions of friends who help you financially and all. As we have seen in the earlier video, that girl didn't give him any money, but she helped him using her writing skills, isn't it? Any skill of a person, it might be useful for you. And if at all that skill is being useful for you and helpful for you, it's very much important that you acknowledge that particular skill of that particular person. Did you hope this point is very much clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great. So we have seen all the skills, all sort of, components of, what do we say? Interpersonal relationships, maintaining interpersonal relationships, isn't it? The next part is that how do you integrate this in your curriculum? So how can you integrate this in your curriculum is by actually understanding whether this particular component can be taken into your lessons. So while you are dealing with the lessons, for example, if you are dealing with what do we say? There is a lesson, there is a story written by Miss Sudhamurthy, how I taught my grandmother to read and write. So there are many components of interpersonal relationship, especially empathy, isn't it? Empathy that, Sudhamurthy showed towards her grandmother. And other than that, when we discuss about the other skill, which just now we have discussed, acknowledging generously, in a scene wherein the grandmother of Sudhamurthy, she makes Sudhamurthy sit on the day of Dashera and she takes blessings from Sudhamurthy. The grandmother takes it from granddaughter, isn't it? So in this way, in every lesson, especially the responsibility lies in the hands of language teachers, because we have many stories in our hand, wherein the teachers like mathematics teachers, science teachers, they might not have stories, and most of the concepts cannot be, integrated with this, what do we say, like, interpersonal relationships. Okay, so we have to search for the components, whether they are existing in this particular, what do we say, lessons, and then we have to take these discussions into the children and we have to enlighten them. So that is all about the session which we wanted to take today. That is integrating interpersonal skills and teaching interpersonal skills to the students. Any doubts, teachers? Would you like to come up with any queries that will be addressed definitely?
Excuse me, sir. Sir,
Yes.
I missed the third and fourth point.
Third and fourth points of necessary skills.
Components of interpersonal relationships. Just now
Component.
what? Relax optimistically, listen carefully. Then third and fourth, sir.
Third one is feel empathetic. Fourth one is respond carefully. Third one is feeling empathetic and fourth one is responding carefully. Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
Yes. So that's how it is. So hope there are no queries, teachers, as no one is coming forward. Okay then. So yeah, if at all you want any certificate for this session, you have to contact Matthew, sir, not me. He will be helping you in downloading. I suppose in the group, sir will be sharing the link for downloading the certificate. So that's all about today's session. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining the session and making it a big success, I should say. There was constantly everyone was here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And I would really like to appreciate you, sir, because nowadays this is most important factor, I think, interpersonal relationship. Because our family members
Meeting
also,
is
sir,
going
like
to end. You people can join the session if it ends. Meanwhile, you can continue, Abhilasha ma'am.
sir, we are prone to now nuclear families. So interpersonal relationships are lagging